Hello everyone, good morning. Welcome to the Lancaster Insurance Classic Motor Show with Discovery in aid of the Sporting Bears here in Hall 5 of the fabulous NEC in Birmingham. Now, usually this would be a hub of people just flooding through the doors at 9 o'clock. There'd be thousands of people pouring into this hall, which would be packed with cars, packed with memorabilia and packed with smiling faces, especially me, because I would be down in that corner right now. That's where the live stage would be, and we'd have our little wheeler dealer shop, and it'd be fantastic, and I'd be meeting you. And over there would be the dream rides with Sporting Bears, and this whole place would just be jam-packed. But look at it, it's just me. Which is a bit of a shame, isn't it? Because COVID this year has said that we can't do this. It's put pay to it. But we aim to bring it back next year bigger and better than ever. And it's a bit of a shame that we can't get together this year. So we thought, wouldn't it be great if we can do an online edition for a couple of reasons. Number one is because there's a lot of things been happening in the classic car world over the past year. So the classic car world hasn't changed at all. In fact, it's got a lot better, of which I'll fill you in with. But two, Sporting Bears, who would be over there doing their dream rides, they simply can't do them. So that means that they've got no way of raising money. You simply can't put somebody in a car next to somebody and take them for that dream ride for the donation. So we thought, wouldn't it be great to put this together and raise as much money as we can for the Sporting Bears, and that's why we're doing it. So I'm going to be shouting at you all day today about putting your hand in your pocket, about donating. I'm going to be popping up on Facebook Live in between these pre-packaged videos that we got for you. And we've got a packed day. It's going to be a fantastic day. So I'm going to read it off my phone about what we've got coming up. So 9 o'clock, it's me right here in the halls. And we're going to talk a little bit about the classic car market in just a second. At 9:30, we've got a Silverson auctions preview with me. Now, I went over there the other day. It was fabulous. I can't believe the amount of cars that they've got and they've curated. It's an incredible amount of cars, and some of the cars are just, that's to die for. If the auctions were here in these halls, it would be one of the highlights. It would be a destination point for us all to go and see the cars before they run across the block at 1 o'clock today. Now, yesterday they started the auction. It was a very, very successful day. They sold almost everything that went across the block. 48 grand they got for that Escort Cosworth. God, that was nice, that Escort Cosworth. Sold Princess Margaret's Rolls Royce. They sold some M3 BMWs. They sold lots of Porsches yesterday. They had a fabulous day. So today at 1 o'clock they are going to be auctioning the car, which I'll tell you a little bit more as we get to it. So there is a preview from me about today and about the cars that are going through, and if you want to see that preview, wait until 9:30. It's going to pop up on Facebook. It'll just rotate and it'll be the next posting you'll see. It's a fabulous preview because of the amount of stock that's going through and how good it is. And if you want to register to bid, you have to do that before you log online and want to raise a bid at Silverson Auction. So that's going to be good. Then at 10 o'clock, we've got the Lancaster Insurance Pride of Ownership, the finalists. Now, this is going to be fabulous. There's 14 finalists we've got. You have to go and vote online. It's no good voting on the post. That won't work because we're not looking at the post. You can only do it if you go and vote online. So your post won't count until 4 p.m. and we're going to be revealing the winners at 4:30. What's the online address where they need to go to?
It's the Classic Motor Show website.
Oh, that was Andrea in the background. Me and Andrea, hello, we've been socially distanced at 6 feet apart forever, putting all this together. So remember, just go on to the website, and then you can cast your vote. And please do it. You know, these people have put so much effort into their cars. They spend their time in their garages cleaning them, preparing them, restoring them. You know, and it's a big undertaking for somebody, especially during lockdown. It's not as if you can have go to your local garage and get them to do it for you if that garage is shut. So these people have put a lot of effort into their cars. That's why we call it Pride of Ownership, for that reason alone. So when you see that pop up at 10 o'clock, make sure that you go onto the website, cast your vote, and at 4:30, we're going to reveal the winner. At 11 o'clock, we've got the Car Club Showcase. This one's going to tug at the heartstrings. It's really endearing. These are the car clubs that would be packed in here right now. This is just one of the halls. We take over several of the halls when this show's on. And the car clubs, they've done lovely little videos that they've sent us about their car club and about what they've been going through and about how they've remained in a community together, how they've supported each other through this pandemic and what they've done to their cars. And it's such a lovely video, and I please applaud you to get online and make sure you watch that one. At 11:45, we've got the Classic World Motor Show Memory. So Classic Worlds, got some of the guys from that magazine, they're going to get together, they're going to sit down and they're going to talk about their best bits. About this, about the NEC, about the years of dedication that we put into making this I think, the best classic car show anywhere in the world. And I've hosted lots all over the world, and this is most certainly the highlight of the year for me. It's absolutely fabulous. So make sure that you watch that, because there's some lovely memories. Hopefully, I'm kind of hoping one of those members is saying, watching Mike over there on the live stage. Oh no, Andrew is saying no, that's not there. Oh, shall I just drop my phone and walk out? That's what I should do. What is it, Andrea? Hey? Can we get them to put that in now before we play it out?
Fast edit.
Really fast,
Fast edit.
Yeah, one of the highlights is watching Mike on the live stage over there.
Ovs.
Ovs. Of course it is. Right, we've got big news, really big news, and it's an exclusive, a world exclusive at 12 o'clock. This is a biggie, okay, because we've got the Federation of British Historic Vehicles Clubs, and they've conducted the world's biggest survey, and I've seen the results. It's the world's biggest survey of the classic car world, of the classic car industry, of how many classic cars there are out there. What the results bear down into is how many are on the road, how many in garages, how many are being restored. The results are absolutely phenomenal, and I got to see the results the other day, and it means that our world, this classic car world, is it's like a rocket ship. It's on its way to Mars, I'll tell you. It's flying at the minute, which sort of, you know, when you switch on the news this morning, they're talking about petrol cars coming off the road by 2020. Not going to happen. No, it's never going to happen, because the classic car world is contributing so much to the economy of the UK and globally around the world. There's too many garages, too many restorers, too many people putting their life and souls into these cars for them not to be enjoyed and used. They are heritage vehicles, and we should share our heritage with the younger people. So that's me getting a little bit political there this morning. So that's going to be fantastic. We've got the results of that coming up. It's going to be brilliant. At 12:30, Practical Classics Project Cars. Now, Practical Classics magazine, Danny Hopkins and all the boys, they will be sharing the stage with me over there every now and then. They'll be bringing this car on. We've done some amazing things over the years. Morris Minors, MX-5s. They basically start off as nothing on the stage on the first show on a Friday. It's just a box of parts, and then the aim is by Sunday at 4 o'clock they need to have built a car, and along the way they should entertain the crowd about how to put this car back together. And they nail it every single year. The aim is to get me in that car at 4 o'clock and drive it off the stage, do a lap, and then get it back on the stage. But this year, obviously, we can't do it. So we've got Danny Hopkins and the boys telling you about their project cars and what cars they've got coming up in the magazines, what they've been getting involved in. They're doing a lot of charity as well, a lot of charity work, which is fantastic. So make sure you tune in for that. Then after that, we've got the Sporting Bears at 1 o'clock. So this is the biggie for me, the Sporting Bears at 1 o'clock. This is where I'm going to be headed over to Silverstone Auctions. So Silverstone Auctions today is behind closed doors. You can't go and visit, you can't go and sit in a crowd and put your hand up in the air and bid on a car. Silverstone Auctions today is basically an online affair. So you can go and look it up online, you can see the results from yesterday, you can see what's coming up today. The most important lot today, lot number 1. That's the most important lot today. It's the first one that's going to roll across the block at exactly 1 o'clock. And I aim to be there to cheer that car along, because it's an incredibly kind donation from Silverson Auctions, and they've donated what is a 30th anniversary of the Paddy Hopkirk winning Monte Carlo Little Mini. So it's a 1994 Mini Cooper. It's in red, white top, spotlights on it. It's got 12-inch mini lights on it. It's absolutely fabulous, this little car. I love the little thing. In fact, I'm going to raise a bid for it myself today, because it's the kind of car I want to put in my collection. that car has been generously donated with all the proceeds, every bit of the money going to the Sporting Bears. So that's going to be incredible. If we can get, you know, I'd like to get over 10,000, 11,000, 12,000 pounds for that car, and all that money go to the Sporting Bears. So that's an amazing donation. And plus, the Sporting Bears, you know, we're going to be talking about them, what they do, how that community works, how you can get involved with the Sporting Bears. I'm the patron of Sporting Bears, and I'm very proud to be so, because the Sporting Bears is an incredible bunch of people that just gather at car shows all around the country, and they bring their amazing cars along, and once they bring their cars along, they share them with us, the audience. So I've been pressed up against the fence over there in that corner, and I see somebody driving out the halls once in a 1929, I think it was, Bentley. And I was like, oh my God, that's a Bentley blower from 1929. I'm never going to get a chance to go in one of those cars. And even though I'm up there hosting on the stage, oh no, I was over there giving £40 to go for a drive around Birmingham, and it was absolutely fabulous. And that's the point of the Sporting Bears. Every penny goes to children's charities. So after that, at 1 o'clock, we've got my two old favourites. We've got Tom and we've got Dal from Maguire's. The Maguire's Club Showcase. Usually that would be in one of the other halls, Hall 4, isn't it?
Hall 1.
Hall 1. Hall 1. It's, again, one of the big destination points for this show. It's a huge destination point because they are the top finalist cars that have been judged in competitions from all around the country by Maguire's, and they bring the winners here together. I think there's usually about 16 cars together that they bring, and they put them on this amazing stand that is lit beautifully. It looks amazing. They put on an amazing show, and Maguire's give their products over to the owners of those cars, and then those owners of those cars spend literally a whole night cleaning them and detailing them to the point where you can't believe that these cars, they are better than new. Simply put, they are better than when they rolled off the production line. And then it's somebody's awkward job to go round those cars, and they do ask me to cast my eye over them as well, and judge them. And it's almost impossible when you're looking at a Ferrari 250 GTO parked next to a Mini Cooper, and you're being told, judge which is the best between the two. Most people are going to go with that Ferrari 250 GTO is the £11 million car, or this little Mini that's worth probably 20 grand. But it's surprising because the Mini might win more points than the Ferrari in terms of its detail. And that's the bit about it. It's such a highlight of the show. I fortunately get the honour of announcing the winners on Sunday, but that's not happening this year. So we've got Dal and we've got Tom from Maguire's, who are two of the big characters. They are all over social media with their own builds as well. Two amazing guys, and they're going to be telling you all about what we're missing out on, what they've been up to, and not only that, I think it's rather important, how you can maintain your car during this period, especially coming into winter, which would be fantastic. Then we've got at 3 o'clock, Gilbert Michelson, the Restoration Workshop.
You've missed his showcase.
Oh, what? Oh yes, no, sorry, 2:30.
Give him one job.
See, I've just left on ahead. Eh? It's the Club Car Showcase. So that's another one of those lovely little videos that we've got where people are talking about, you know, what the car clubs mean to them, what the community means to them, how you can get engaged with car clubs. It's so endearing that when you watch it, you just want to join up. You know, you just want to join a club. And like me, I've more or less joined every car club because it's lovely to be the first point of contact in terms of resources. Once I'm fixing up cars on the show and somebody is saying to me, oh, you're never going to find a part for that, I go, yes I will. I'll just go straight to the club and say, do you know anyone who's got a part for this car? 9 times out of 10 you'll find it within the club way before you'll find it in the shop or anywhere else in the world. It's the place to go. It's your one-stop shop. Right, then at 3 o'clock we got Gilbert Michelson, the Restoration Workshop. Every year here at the NEC, both at the Restoration Show and for the Classic Motor Show, Gilbert Michelson put on this fabulous theatre. There's an audience that's sitting in front. They show you how you can restore a car with metal work and how you can work an English wheel, how you can do some welding, how you can do tack welding, spot welding. They show you absolutely everything, and it's a two-way conversation between the audience and the people that are teaching you. They have a group of tutors that teach you. They get mobbed. They get mobbed because there's a lot of people that attend these shows. that are stuck on their projects. And if they're stuck on their projects and they need to know how to get their project over the finishing line, you're just going to head over to the restoration workshop where you're going to learn something. Not only that, you can go up and talk to the guys and say, look, you know, I'm just putting a floor in my Volkswagen Beetle. Do I fold it over the top or do I fold it underneath? And what's the best way to weld it? And they've got all the advice. They are amazing guys. And I've done a lovely little chat with
Mikey.
Yes, with Mikey. That's going to be at 3:30. So make sure you tune into that. It's really nice.
Oh.
Right, then we've got, my eyes are getting bad, at 3:30, Hero. Get started in rallying. So if any of you people out there have ever thought about doing something exciting, going on an adventure, especially after this awful year, and you're thinking next year, do you know what? I'd like to spend the money I was going to spend in Cyprus or Spain, and I want to do something amazing. Well, now you can, because you can go on an endurance rally. These rallies take part all over the country here in the UK, but all over the world, and you can take part in an endurance rally. It's not as difficult as you think. You can buy an endurance rally car that's already been prepared and competed, or you can work on your own car and get it endurance ready. And it's only simple things like safety devices, roll cage, different tyres, spare wheels, that kind of stuff. And you can go and compete in an event. And I know lots of couples or guys that just want the sense of adventure, go and take their mate, and then they just go off around the world, peaking to Paris. And they just have these amazing times. They just have these fantastic times. So make sure that you watch that. That's going to be absolutely fantastic. Right, then at 4 o'clock, every year here at the NEC, every year, over on that stage, around 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, we gather together with the motoring celebrities that you'll see bouncing around the show. You'll see Jimmy DeVille, you'll see Anstead, Elvis, Fuzz, Tim. You'll see everyone from all the motoring shows. They're all sort of wandering around this place having a great time. And what we do is we gather them all together, stick them up on stage, and then we have a little celebrity motoring chat. We usually grab a beer, sit down, kick off the shoes, and we just have a chat with the audience. And it's a highlight of the show. It's really good fun. Unfortunately, obviously, we can't get together. So what we thought we'd do is we'd do it online. So we're going to have a celebrity motoring chat online. We've got Drew Pritchard, Paul Callan, Jimmy DeVille, Elvis, Ant, me. Am I missing somebody? No, I'm not missing somebody. It's going to be brilliant. So there's this celebrity motoring chat that's happening later on this evening. That is at 4 o'clock. And then at 4:30, it's me back here in this hall all by myself before I go home and drown my sorrows in a bottle of wine, because at 4:30 I'll be ending the show talking about the highlights of the day, how it's been, and telling you the total of how much money we've raised for the Sporting Bears. And I know what some of you are probably thinking out there. You're probably thinking, go on then, Brewer, you want us to put our money in our pockets and you want us to throw money to the Sporting Bears Motor Club so they can distribute it to charities. But you put your money where your mouth is. Well, I have. Me and Michelle, we've donated £2,000 to the Sporting Bears today, and I'm very pleased to let you know that the Lancaster Insurance Classic Motor Show with Discovery has matched that donation. They've also given £2,000. Plus, we've already had £1,000 given by certain people to their Just Giving page. And the way that you can get involved in that is really, really simple. JustGiving.com. Once you're in there, there's a little search box, and just search Sporting Bears Motor Club or Sporting Bears, and you'll see their Just Giving page pop up. And I'm begging you to just make a donation to the Sporting Bears. So far, we've already got, £5-6 grand already. Yeah, £5 grand already. I mean, we've only just started today with those generous donations. So by the time we get the Mini sold, and by the time you lot have joined in through the day, well, let's put Pugsy to shame, shall we? I could be Pugsy for you today, but let's put that to shame, and let's raise as much money as we possibly can, because it's really important for me and for the club, so we can distribute that money. So it's going to be an exciting day, isn't it? It's going to be absolutely fabulous. How much time have I got? I've got 10 minutes before we go on to the next one. So let's talk a little bit about the car market and how we're looking, because back in 2008, we had this global recession, huge, great big recession. The world turned upside down. People were losing money in the banks, and people were thinking, where can they put their money? And do you know what? A lot of people were very wise. They thought, why is my money not making any money in the bank when the interest rate is down at 0.5%? What I'm going to do is take that money out and buy something with it, buy a tangible asset with that money. And what people did is they went and bought classic cars, which is fantastic. They bought oil paintings, they bought property, they bought boats, but they really bought classic cars. So from 2008 onwards, the classic car world has just been growing exponentially. And it's been growing at a rate, it was about 15% a year. So you were making really big gains on that on your classic cars. You know, let's all think about it. You know, it wasn't too long ago, 2008, what was that, 12 years ago, you could go and buy an Escort Mark 1 for 5-7 grand. Now you're going to be spending 25, 30 grand just to get a decent one. So that's what I mean. The market has grown exponentially. Now we're into what is considered another big recession once this COVID hit and the world imploded, and we're all thinking, well, that's it. You know, the classic car world's just going to bomb. That's it. It's going to collapse like it did last time. So people are going to go out there and buy all these cheap classic cars. No, exactly the opposite happened. The classic car world has grown again during this COVID. Not only are auction sales through the roof and they're making record numbers, but the classic car industry in terms of part supply, restorers, fabricators, trimmers, they're all having the time of their lives. Everyone is having the time of their lives. And the reason being is people have looked around them at what they've got. They've realised that they've got that car in the garage that they haven't got round to finishing. They've been told to furlough, go home, sit at home for a month. And what are you going to do? Well, you're just going to, like me, I did it this year. I did it exactly that in England. I went down to my garage and I went and worked on my cars. And working on my cars meant I had to go online and buy parts, and I had to reach out to one of my friends so he could skim ahead for me. I spent money. I put money into the economy. And that's what's happening with the classic car world. So we're in a really good spot, a really good place, but it's still the best time to buy a classic car because the prices are still on the ascent at the moment, and there are some big named cars that are just leveling off, so they're really good to get into. And you can find out all that information when you look at Silverson auctions. Just look at what sold yesterday and look at what's selling today, and you can see for yourself how the market is moving and how the market is fluctuating. And it's not just in the UK, this is a global thing. It's happening all over the place. So we're in a really good spot with the classic car world. Right, we got one more thing where we can raise money for the Sporting Bears, and I thought it'd be a really nice idea if I did brunch. Why can't I just host my own brunch? Because we thought if we could get people to join in with me tomorrow, 11 o'clock, just like I am doing right now with you guys at home, tomorrow, 11 o'clock, let's have a chat for an hour, hour and a half, let's have brunch together. And I thought I'd just do a big Zoom chat. We've got 40 spaces, we've filled up lots of those spaces, there's just a few spaces left. A minimum donation of £25, it's really easy to get your money in and to get your spot. We'll just send you a Zoom link so you can join in tomorrow. We can chat about anything. You just go to the www.sportingbears.co.uk. It's on their front page, but if not, go to their shop and you'll see Brunch with Brewer. And you can just click and buy a ticket. And once you buy a ticket, you put your email address in. And tomorrow, we're going to send you a Zoom invite. And at 11 o'clock, we can all get together. And we can have a bit of a laugh. And if you want some car advice, you want to know what you should be doing with your car, what's your car likely to be worth, what's happening in the classic car world in the future with the electrification of cars. If you want to know what's happening on Wheeler Dealers Dream Car, you want to know what happened in America, you want to know everything that's happening in the future in terms of where we're moving to and all the things I'm excited about, then please, please, please join in. It'll be a very informal, frank discussion. I will engage with absolutely every single one of you. I've got 40 spots, most of them are filled, I've just got a few left, so it'd be great if you wouldn't mind making that donation. Headed over there, you're going to hear me say this a lot today, head over there and make that donation, and I will see you at 11 o'clock tomorrow. Yes, so it's good. So the first thing we've got 4 minutes left, and the first thing we've got coming up is me walking around Silverson Auctions, giving you an amazing ride really of what's going to be on sale today and what got sold yesterday. And this is another one of those highlights where we can look at that classic car market and we can see how the market is so buoyant at the moment. Before I head off, because I'm going to be heading down to Silverson Auctions. And before I head off down there and you watch this next film, and I'm going to be saying this again today, I need to thank some people. We need to thank Lee Masters, who's the show director, for giving us the opportunity to do this. It's fabulous that we get to bring you the online edition. And of course, Andrea, my working wife, give us a wave, Andrea, from the camera. My working wife, who's worked so hard at putting this together with me during the past couple of weeks. Andrea's worked so tirelessly hard. It's been incredible. And we hope that you just enjoy this day of entertainment. It's going to be not just me standing here in a hall talking for half an hour. That's just me highlighting the day. You're going to see video packages, you're going to get tips, advice, you're going to see that fantastic survey results, which is incredible, and you're going to see all the excitement at Silverson Auctions, and you're going to see that little mini get sold and raise a lot of money for the Sporting Bears. So don't forget all the things I told you. Just Giving page, make a donation, go over to the Sporting Bears website, make a donation that way, and come and meet me for a Zoom chat tomorrow. But most importantly, look after yourselves today. It's a miserable, wet, nasty day across England today, so what better way to spend it than popping in to the Lancaster Insurance Classic Motor Show with Discovery on behalf of the Sporting Bears all day today and watching all this stuff take place. All right, have a good one and enjoy the next video. It won't play automatically off the back of this. It will be like a minute gap, and then maybe just refresh your browser, and then you'll see the preview of the Silverson Classic, Silverson Auction, pop up. So make sure you do that. So it's going to play in about a minute's time. In the meantime, everyone, thank you for all your messages. I'm sure there's loads there. We will get to them at some point. Thank you very much for joining me this morning, and I'll see you in a bit. Ta-ra.